Hi, I'm Harrison, and I'm going to tell you why cities need trees. Let's start with a true story of two ancient cities. This is a tale of two cities, Uruk and Anuradhapura, one who worshipped trees as almost gods, and one who cut them down to turn them into buildings, and how this could determine their fate as thrive or die. The cities. In 3000 BC, Uruk was more densely populated than New York City. They had to keep expanding their irrigation system to feed the growing population. About 2,500 years later, in 500 BC, the island of Sri Lanka, the city of Anuradhapura, had a very similar problem. Their population was growing constantly, so they heavily relied on an elaborate irrigation system. Their irrigation system. In Europe, people cut down trees to make room for farming and buildings. In Anuradhapura, trees were safe, even sacred. This slowed farmers' access and led them to even plant additional trees. Europe's expansion was working well, but without trees to filter their water supply, Europe's irrigation system became contaminated. This left mineral deposits, which made the soil too salty for agriculture. Nanuradhapura, the irrigation system was built to work with the nature around it. Eventually, Anuradhapura grew to twice the population of Uruk. How they help today's cities. Trees release oxygen. They also purify the air by getting rid of toxins. Trees' roots stop floods by absorbing water. This also helps prevent mudslides. Trees are not just important for successful cities, but they are important for everyone. Studies have shown that people with windows to see nature heal from sickness faster than someone who has a view of a brick wall. Manhattan mayhem. In the 1800s, Manhattan had very few trees. Buildings absorbed 10 times the solar radiation during deadly summer heat waves. Combined with the poor sanitation standards, made it a breeding ground for bacteria, which made everyone sick. Hong Kong gone wrong. Let's look at a present day example in Hong Kong. There are lots of tall buildings, which makes a lot of shade, not giving the plants as much sunlight as the plants as trees need, combined with the underground subways, not giving the plants as trees space to spread their roots, makes it very hard for trees to grow, leading to Hong Kong's bad air quality. Fun fact: in some native languages, plants transit to those who take care of us. Trees first appeared on Earth 380 million years ago, before the dinosaurs. Being 4,853 years old, this is the oldest tree ever, well established by the time the Egyptians built the pyramids of Giza. In the last 50 years, Singapore has planted over a million trees. Bibliography: Ted Ed in "What Happens If You Cut Down All of a City's Trees" and TCEQ News in "Bali Greenway's Land Equation". Also Wikipedia Trees. Mem. The bite is worse than the bark. The judging tree is judging you. To a big city, and the air quality there was just really bad. Well, believe it or not, it's mostly because of trees. You see, we breathe in oxygen and breathe out carbon dioxide. We can't breathe in carbon dioxide, but plants can. They breathe in carbon and other toxins in the air and release oxygen. This is just one of the many problems plants solve. So here I created a healthy city. The first thing you will notice is these two big buildings. One is an apartment building and the other is a hospital. You'll notice that they both have a green roof. This helps the roof stay cool. You can also see there is a track. This is for an electric train. The reason I used this instead of cars, buses, or other transportation is that most cars use gasoline and fossil fuels, which are bad for the environment. There's also a nice river, great for fishing, and a farm for crops such as carrots and tomatoes. I'm really happy with how this city turns out. What do you think the minifigures think?